And I'll sum this up by saying, at the end, this guy ended up sleeping with my ex-girlfriend or girlfriend at the time. And let me break the scenario. She ended up being she was my ex-wife. We were living together. We were together every day. We were building a relationship, and I'm thinking, I got me a cool teammate, a real dude that's gonna rock with me, and I have somebody that I'm friends with. Come to find out, this dude been plotting behind my back the entire time to get at my girl.
What are you thinking? Yeah. What are you thinking? Yeah. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah. What are you thinking? Hey. What are you thinking? Hey. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah.
Welcome back to another edition of the Arnold's Thoughts Podcast. And I want to first start off by saying Happy New Year. Woo! Man, I'm so happy to be here today, man. If this is your first time, I always like to start off. You're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe. I am your host, Arnold Lewis, and I help athletes prepare mentally for a life of overseas basketball. In this life of overseas basketball, there's a lot that goes on. A lot that you have to deal with that many people don't really speak of in today's era. And I believe that it is my job to educate, inspire, and just show the journey of what it takes to be a professional overseas basketball in today's time. Now, it is the brand new year. Of course, 2024, the Kobe year, the Mamba year, and I believe this is my year. This is my year, and everybody always starts off by saying, this is my year, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and blase, squaze. It is what it is. I believe this is my year because I just turned 34. My birthday is on New Year's, January 1st, and I just turned 34, and some people that don't know, my number from since I was like 17 years old has always been number 34. So the significance of turning 34 and my number being 34, because every basketball player knows like their number is always something significant. No one just chooses a number and like I don't care what number I get from here on out. No, their number is normally of some sort of significance in their life. And for me, mine is 34 because my favorite player, Paul Pierce, 08 Celtics, that was just a dream to me. I always loved 34. And it's very symbolic for me this year that has arrived on us, the Kobe year, you know? And I just want to say how grateful I am to have made it to the age of 34 because life isn't guaranteed to nobody. You're not guaranteed 1 year. You're not guaranteed 100. You're not guaranteed 10. You're not guaranteed 34 years. So to be here today, to be able to create and build something, to be able to give back, to be able to just enjoy the process of life, learning the ups and downs, fighting for everything that you want in this life, just that process is a gift. It is a gift, and I never ever want to be shy of speaking of one, how good God has been good to me and how grateful I am to be able to make it to the age of 34. It's a great blessing to be able to say I can play for 10 years and I've been in the game for this long and I've been able to learn and understand a lot of things along the way, and I always felt it was my walk in life to, well, not always, I would say within the last few years when I, not even a few years since I started this network, this podcast, it was about 2022. My first episode was February 2nd, 2022. And that post was a grateful post to my best friend because his number is number 22. His name is Deuce Deuce. We call him Deuce Deuce. That's his nickname. And he's also a content creator. He creates really great basketball content. It's Tap Athletics 22 on Instagram. Tap Athletics YouTube is his handle. I always like to give. I'm forever gonna promote my boy. That's like my best friend. Every year you get older, and every year you get to keep a friend. It just shows like the significance, because now we've been friends since I was 18 years old. So if my math is right, that's 16 years of friendship. Is that right? Is that right? 18. Come on, get the math right. Yep, I'm 34 since I was 18. So dang. Hey, can you believe he didn't call me on my birthday? Wow, he hit me with the text talking about, I'm gonna call you, don't never call you. And on our last episode, we just talked about the 4 agreements and how you must be impeccable with your words. And then my boy don't call me. I love to give him crap about not being able to be impeccable with his words, because he always says that line of the book and then he doesn't do it. So I love to give him a hard time, but as well as always giving him a shout out, always doing my best to promote him, and any chance I get to, advance his life, because that is my brother, that is my best friend, one of my best friends. But like I said, it just shows the significance of like how long a friendship goes, and it shows like they say your age, I see my age and I see where I'm at, and I'm really in what I believe the best form of my life. Why? Because my mind is growing every day. And I start realizing, sheesh, I'm starting to get some grades. Starting to get some grades, guys. I'm starting to get some grades. But in the Bible, they say a man's wisdom is determined by his gray hairs. Do not quote me word for word. I know I'm paraphrasing. So it's just my experience. The experiences of life is what the grades come from, So I'm noticing a few more. First there was one, now I see about 3, 4. Getting up there. But I am never shy of always saying how grateful I am for each and every day, for another new year. Happy New Year's once more again to everybody. And I never want to be short of expressing my gratefulness for life, for people that are in my life, my daughter, this network, basketball, being able to travel the world, being able to play the game at a high level. And when I say a high level, the game is always at a high level because it's the level that you take the game to. Every stage, every court, every time you play, that is the stage that you make the decision in your mind what level you determine to play at. And then I always want to be at a high level no matter what stage, what court, what country, whatever area of basket that you are playing. If you're in high school, that's the stage. That's high level basketball. Because you have to be the high level player. That's what makes the basketball high level. A lot of times I believe, and I've been very victim of believing that just because I'm better than the people that I'm playing against, or I don't believe that I am in a certain league that I believe that I should be, that this is not high level. And I will never forget, actually my very first time here in this country, one of my coaches says, the stage that you're on is the main stage. And that was like one of those light bulb moments for me that stuck in my mind always, that you are the stage. Every game that you step on to play is the stage. And that's how we must treat it. That's how you must go about your everyday life, especially when it comes to playing this game. You must make yourself the stage. You must understand that every time you got a chance to be under them lights, to suit up, that you must give everything you got and be just grateful for the game. And that is just something I strongly always want to make known that how grateful I am for the game of basketball, how grateful I am to be able to travel, how grateful I am to just be able to get here and, build. Build something of substance, something of value, something that can enhance somebody else's life. That gives me great joy. That gives me great joy to know that I'm helping somebody out. I'm giving them a little light of inspiration in a moment of time in their life that can help them strictly through my dedication to the game and my love to the game to be able to give everything I got. No matter the stage, no matter the competition, no matter what is going on around me, I give my all to the game, and that leads to being an inspiration to the next generation, the next player, the next guy, or not guy, the next guy and female hooper that wants to make it to the next stage or whatever stage in life. If you're high school, wanting to go to college. If you're in college, wanting to go to the pro. The tenacity and the fire that you have inside in your preparation is all the same. You must treat it all the same if you want to transition into being a pro. Because at your younger age, you don't really understand it as much because you're catered. People are like patting you in the butt, protecting you. You got colleges, you got great facilities, all that. All that squanders once you get into this life. There's even guys that go from being NBA pros for a couple years to playing in leagues where you can't use the bathroom because it's just absolutely filthy and disgusting and you wouldn't even dare to sit or even go in there. It's just a life check for you. So I say that to always remember to be prepared and be grateful, because a lot of people don't make it to this life and a lot of people don't last long in this life of overseas basketball. And that's what I'm here to curate, is to let everyone know, like, one, to make it in this life, you must develop a certain mindset. The mindset that is needed to live this life has to be stronger than the mindset that you have used in all of your previous eras of basketball in your life. And I speak a lot more on the players from America because that's where I played my collegiate and high school basketball, and that's where I lived. And I speak a lot to those guys. I reference a lot to those guys, but these really cater to all basketball players. But I reference them a lot is because we are, let's be honest, we are, spoiled, or have a greater expectations of ourselves and of the game to think that we're better than the game. I don't know. I really don't know. Actually, I do know where that stems from. It's because just the overall basketball in America is better than a lot of these countries that you will be going to. So you just kind of develop a complex of thinking that I'm better. But you have to understand that your hunger and your drive for the game must be ever going and ever fluent if you want to have a prosperous career. Because this career gives out so much extra, extra capabilities for you. Are you interested in playing overseas basketball one day? I wish someone would have told me 1 year after college I would receive my first pro gig. I wish someone would have told me that having an agent does not guarantee that you will get hired. I wish someone would have told me being cut from a team, because after 10 years in this game, everyone gets cut from a team. Now, after traveling from over 17 different countries and winning up to 7 championships in my pro career, I've put together the 6 most important traits any player needs before starting their career. So go ahead and grab that ebook and get all the information you need today to start your career. Now you can't say no one didn't let you know. So go ahead, grab that ebook and get started so you can become the pro one day. Let's go. You can go up in levels, you can increase your pay, you can have the opportunity to take the time, like now, I'm using this time to create something to be able to get back to create a career for me when I'm done. I'm able to build something. I speak on that a lot, the free time. A lot of guys speak on that who do speak about this life of overseas basketball is the time that you got and the freedom that you got to be able to do something. I've chosen my time to create this from the ground up. Why is that? Because I do have the time. I mean, I've been here from the break when this last part of the season was over. I didn't go home. I stayed here and I just regrouped. You know, I regrouped on life. I regrouped on all of the things that I believe is important, and I took a week to plan out this year because I knew that going into this year, this was going to be, I like to say, the greatest year of my life. And for that to happen, I have to understand that I must focus and lock in and be fully intentional on everything that I do to make that happen. So I took like the week off to just, one, rest my body. I took a week off I take a week off from working on the podcast, but because I am a one-man show at the time, it's not because I want to be just one man and keep all for myself. No, it's because this is the stage that I'm at. But it's not going to stop me from doing the work. You just have to keep going until help comes or the people in your life that's supposed to be in your life to help you go to that next level comes, but you must do your part. You must do your part until that comes, and this is my part. And so I've been going like I said, I started on February 2nd, 2022, and now we're in January 2024. And up until that point, I never took a break. I never took a break from recording. I never took a break from uploading and doing all that. I always put a stigma, or I always put like so much pressure on myself to, I got to get my episodes out. I got to do this. I got to do that. So much that I was burnt. I put the pressure on myself. And I said, you know what? When I took the step back to look at where I came from that day till now, I said, you know what? I deserve a week. I deserve a week off from basketball. I deserve a week off from just the network, just to rest my mind, to rest my brain, and to strategize and plan. So you're not really taking the time to rest and really think and strategize to how to improve, how to make the show better, how to improve as a basketball player, how to just overall get better. So I took that week off, and now I feel like right now I feel so rejuvenated. I feel so fresh. I feel so enlightened to get back to it. I feel so great to get back to it. And that was the intro. As you can see, I had a lot to talk about, a lot to go into. That's just how I'm feeling right now, and that's just why I believe that gratefulness. They say gratefulness makes the heart grow bigger. So that's why I always like to stay in that moment, because as you stay in that state of gratefulness for the game, for your life, for your opportunities, you just enjoy the little things a little bit better. You start putting in perspective the things that are important to you, and you make your reality with your life how you want it to be. So I always want to stay in a state of gratefulness in this new year, and I want you guys to understand that as well. That is what you should be looking for your life, to always be grateful for everything, man. Just for it all, So moving on, man, we're going to get into the first section of the show, which is fact over feelings. And in this segment, we're going to be talking about what are you focused on for the new year. I say that to say there are a lot of people who have their plans. I started playing, I am going to, what's it called? New Year's resolution. Everybody always has their New Year's resolution. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But the challenge or the question I ask after you're doing all your planning, after you said everything you're going to do, Will those promises that you made for your resolution, will you stick to them? Or will they just be another empty promise to yourself? You know what I realize when we make empty promises to ourselves? It kills it kills the spirit inside of us. It kills the drive that we have inside of us because, as I said earlier, we create that inner drive in ourselves by the things that, basically by the promises that we have to ourselves. Because at the end of the day, when you're laying down, when you're in your room, wherever you are at, when you're on the court, wherever you're at in life, you have to be real with yourself. And you're going to fall in line with yourself and understand the things that happen and the things that you said you were going to do and you didn't do. You're going to live with that more than anybody else because it's just you against you in your own mind, your own perspective. And when you continuously say, this is my new year, I'm going to do this, and these are my resolutions, and I'm going to do this and that, and you don't keep the promises to yourself, you kill that drive yourself. You kill the drive to be able to achieve the things that you said you want. I believe that it's not just making the promises to yourself, because I believe that every time someone makes a promise to themselves, it's how much time you can continuously work towards keeping that promise to yourself. Sometimes we make promises that are so big for us and so hard for us to complete, and then when we don't do it, we beat ourselves up. But it's the constant, gradual working towards the promises that we made for ourselves to build the confidence in ourselves to be able to achieve them. And so when you do fall or you do slip or you don't, for example, I'm going to go to the gym. That's one of the main things. Going to the gym. Everybody wants to go to the gym, get their body right, get things right going on in their life. And you're like, I'm going to the gym 5 times a week. And then, maybe the first week, maybe the first month, you are able to do that. And then you start to fall off. You go 4 times. Then the next time you go 3 times. The next time you're going 1 time a week. And you're like, man, I'm not keeping the promises I made to myself. And then you start having the self-doubt. And then you don't go at all anymore because you start feeling like, man, I said I'm going to do this. And you start beating yourself up. You got to break out of that type of habit. Break out of that mindset and just understand that you can just be realistic with yourself. Be realistic of the things that you're trying to achieve. When you make these promises to yourself, actually make a promise that you can keep to yourself. We want to achieve so bad that we will make something so great for ourselves and then don't do it, and then be mad at why it didn't get done and be upset that we're not even taking the first step anymore. I understand that for me personally, every time I've made, and I can honestly say I've been guilty of it too as well. Every year I put my goals. I literally wrote that. I literally reviewed my last year's 2023 goals, and I achieved 1 goal that I set for myself. And I had to look and really analyze the goals that I set for myself. Was I happy? I was happy that I was able to achieve 1. Instead of looking at my losses, I started to look at, okay, at least I got a win. And then I had to be real with myself. I say, look at all the stuff that I expected for myself, and I put the date on it, and then when it don't happen, I have 2 choices to say, you know what? At least I continue to work towards this goal, and now I have another year, thank God, to continuously work towards it. Or I can have the mindset you know what? My goals were so out of reach that there is no point in going for them anymore. So I'm just lying to myself if I say I can achieve it. No. If you put it down, if it was in your heart, you can do it. Don't make the empty promises of yourself of, I can't get this done, or I won't be able to make this happen for myself. Don't put that pressure on yourself to do something that isn't. It's okay. It is okay to say, you know what? I want this, and the only promise to myself that I will make is that I will never stop working towards getting it. I will never stop working towards becoming the person to get what I achieve. Everything that I want to achieve, if I never stop working on the person to be able to get these things done, then no matter what goal or objective I've set for myself for the new year, for whatever, it will happen because the main goal, the main promise was just let me get better today. Let me just continuously work on being the person that can get the thing done that I set for myself. You know? It's like we're so afraid that when we fail at the things that we said that we're gonna do, that we quit. You don't have to quit. Just fail at the things that you say that I didn't achieve all my goals that I said that I wanted this year. Cool. Count it as a failure, I count it as a stepping stone. If you count it as a fail your way to the success of the objective that you want. I feel like we're too afraid to fail. And then we beat ourselves up and then we're like, I tried and I couldn't get it done. And then, you know what, I just gave up. It's all right. Fail your way to the success that you want. Let's have that mindset this year. And I go into that because I'll give an example of a friend of mine, and maybe I'm wrong for speaking on this topic of them, but sometimes, you know, a lot of these segments be real life segments of people that I speak with, and we talk, and I know they correlate to other people's lives. So I have a friend, and she has all these goals for herself. She set this goal, she set this, and we work a lot on business, and we talk a lot. And her inhibition or inactiveness to just continuously work towards the goal that she set for herself it's like I want to just grab her and just shake it, like, hey. I'm not trying to say, not in a bad way, but like figuratively, like shake her and be like, listen, your only goal at this moment should just be developing yourself to say, you know what, I'm not gonna quit. Because you set these goals for yourself and then you don't even achieve one of these goals because you put so much high expectations for yourself and then you just don't do nothing at all. And I'm like, why even do that to yourself? And then when you don't achieve the things that you want to achieve, then you want to beat yourself up and then you don't do nothing at all. We got to break out of that type of habit and that type of mindset and just understand that, you know what we're going to focus on this year, what we're going to do now is just develop ourselves to becoming the person that we need to be, and develop ourselves in the person that can achieve the things that we want, and do not have any empty promises this year. Let the promise that you make to yourself this year is to become a better person and strive to become whatever person is needed to achieve the goal. Let's not even look at year by year. Let's just look at, can I continuously become the person to achieve the objective I set for myself? Let's just keep it simple there. Can I become the person to achieve the objectives that I have set for myself? This is a new year. Let's not make the empty promises and let's break out of that mindset, man. Moving on to the next segment of the show, which is Keys to the Game. In this segment of Keys to the Game, we like to talk a lot about basketball and situations for the life of overseas basketball that we all can learn from, and really a lot from my experiences that you can take as a gym or a key to help you have a longer, more successful career. And for this segment of Keys to the Game, we're going to be talking about dealing with bad teammates. What do I mean by dealing with a bad teammate? Dealing with a bad teammate for an entire season can be one of the most stressful ordeals you can go through. It's going to be like, every person that has been, even like, it doesn't even matter about just the pro level, but just everybody's had that one player at one point in time in their life, they were just like, oh my God, this guy, this girl, this person is just unbelievable. Like, what am I doing next to this person? How did he get on the team? How did she get on the team? And why am I even in this situation in the first place? Like, what am I doing here? Like, they either got a bad attitude, they either got really bad habits that you just don't want to correlate. Like, everybody knows like that one bad. Speaking on like when you were playing overseas and you were, like, most teams only have like 2 players. I think I did a stat last year and it said most teams, the average number of players per team is just like 2 players. 1 to 2 players. So like for me, I'm always with another import, another American player. That other American player, if we don't get along, it's gonna be a long season. Because normally, you guys gotta bump together. Every road trip, normally you guys are the ones that's training together. And normally it's like, okay, here, I'm in Chile right now, they speak Spanish. You just want to be with someone that you can relate to. And a lot of the time, most imports relate to other imports. I'm another guy from the crib, another American going to relate to me and we can chop it up. But if that guy or girl is just like one of those people that you're like, bro, what is up with you? I was talking to a young guy on one of the teams here and I can just see immediately the other import on his team, they immediately bump heads. And I'm like, bro, y'all got like another 6-7 months together and y'all have been together 2 weeks and I already tell like this ain't going nowhere. This is not going to be good for either one of y'all. Because some of these guys have this type of entitlement, that's the word. They have this entitlement about themselves or situation, or it's not my fault and the coach this and this other player is this and I should be getting the ball more, and they sneak dissing you behind your back, talking about you behind your back, and then they'll come to you and talk about another player. Like, that kind of stuff rubs me the wrong way. But there are teammates like that. And that, I'll give you an example. I love to give examples of the situations that I have particularly been through in my life. About, I think it was 2015, so almost about 9 years ago. Yep, right around the first year I started playing the game. Right around that time. I was on the team with a guy. I was in Colombia, and me and the guy kind of hit it off. He's from the crib. We was rocking, and you think that, hey, this guy's pretty cool. So, you always want that guy that's cool. Hey, it's my dog right here. We from the crib. Pull up, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got somebody to kick it with. We can play the game together. We chop it up. We go out, hit the town together. I got somebody that I'm gonna rock with. We're gonna go get something to eat. You always find one that you think is cool. What is it? Wolf in sheep's clothing? Those type of guys. I don't like to speak bad on nobody, but those type of guys, bro, like those wolf in sheep clothing type of players, teammates, that's just preying on your downfall, talking about you behind your back, doing little sneaky type of things. Those type of guys are the worst. And when I mean like the worst, like why I say about this guy. So this guy, for instance, I was with my ex-wife at the time. We were dating, and me and him used to parlay together, go out, do our 1-2, and a situation happened. I'm not gonna get into deeper about the situation that happened with me and him, but come to find out this dude was trying to get at my girl, ex-girl at the time, on some sneak dissing type things because I was doing some things I wasn't supposed to with him, and he felt this was the opportunity to be able to get at my girl by holding some information about me and trying to tear me down to be able to get at her. Now I'm gonna let y'all put the 1-2 pieces together and figure out what I'm talking about. And I'll sum this up by saying, at the end, this guy ended up sleeping with my ex-girlfriend or girlfriend at the time. And let me break the scenario. She ended up being she was my ex-wife. We were living together. We were together every day. We were building a relationship, and I'm thinking, I got me a cool teammate, a real dude that's gonna rock with me, and I have somebody that I'm friends with. Come to find out, this dude been plotting behind my back the entire time to get at my girl. It happens. You know, you're going to run across teammates and players like that in this game. Not every teammate wants you to rock out and say like, I'm your boy, that's my dog, we gonna rock out, you know what I'm saying? This happened like in the beginning of the season. Halfway through the season, we still had like a whole 2 months something, and I had to literally go through. So you gotta think about it. I had to go to practice every day. We had to play in the playoffs. We had to do all these things to try to win a championship. We ended up winning the championship, but it's just like, so when you win it, like, because we won a championship, we extended. So that means we went for longer and longer time together, being next to each other all the time. And I'm like, I have to look at this guy every single day. Every single day I gotta look at this guy and just have a constant reminder of the snake that he was right in front of my face. Sometimes you're gonna have to deal with bad teammates. Sometimes things are gonna happen. I'm just being fully transparent of the situation that happened in my life. You know, this happens. People do these types of things, and you know what? He wasn't the only one that has done some snake type things like that in my career for teammates. You can show as much love and be the coolest guy, but it doesn't matter. Some teammates just are cut for a different cloth, and that cloth is not always something good for you or your career or your, like, you just gotta you have to just have your senses up, your antennas up, and try to just keep it professional and understand how to navigate dealing with these type of people in these type of situations, because you're not always gonna have the best teammates and y'all gonna be best of friends and everything gonna work out. And the game isn't like that. That's why it's so important to become as professional and developing your mindset to be able to handle the BS when it comes, because at the end of the day, it's all about you getting your money. It's all about you getting your money. And I remember this, it's so crazy. I remember him saying after, like, I confronted him about it, and like, for me, after I confronted him about it, I had to go, I went to him and we like to just squash it, because I'm like, bro, my mind is too crazy. I can't think, you know, my mind is all over the place. How do you deal with that in your mind and try to go play for a championship? So I was like, I gotta get it out. I gotta go confront this guy and just talk. I ain't gonna fight you. I'm gonna talk. But he was like, yeah, you know, we need this money and stuff like that. We need this money, so you're gonna do some snake stuff to get my mind all out of whack and create this kind of huge void between the team, because now the whole team knows, because I pulled up on Buddy with a huge iron rod and was ready to crack him across the head. You wasn't thinking about our bread, let me come back and just say, you have to understand that you're not always gonna have the best of teammates, and you just have to understand you gotta be as mentally prepared, and you have to be as professional as you can, because you do have to think about your life and your longevity in your career. Because say I did wild out and fight blah 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 and do something crazy that I shouldn't have done and touched them up, you know what I'm saying? That could have been, that one incident could have led to so much more things detrimental to my career, and I probably wouldn't even be at this point right now, because I would have had a bad name and a bad rap for that one situation. So bad teammates, they happen. You just got to learn to, keep it pushing, man. Just continue to develop your mindset, because if you play this game and you play it for a long time, you're going to run across a lot of them, more often than not. And it's up to you to just keep it professional, keep strengthening your mind, keep that mind, like keep just developing yourself just to deal with the BS that's going to happen outside the game and dealing with the people. It's really not just the game of basketball, it's the people you have to deal with while you're in this life of overseas basketball. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's it, man. That's all I got for this segment of Keys to the Game. Moving on, man. Moving on to the next segment of the show. I just want to talk, I always like to get into speaking about the life of the game. Speaking of the life of the game. And there's a few topics I want to talk about today, or segmentations, and just the journey of where I'm at and the things that I've learned after being in the game for this long. There's just some things, like I say, about the players and situations that happen that you just have to be prepared for. After 10 years in this game, I learned that no one is exempt from the BS. What do I mean by the BS? I just mean just the nonsense and the mistrust, and basically what I'm saying, there is no love in this game. And after 10 years, I am still shocked and appalled. I like those words, shocked and appalled. Paul, I don't know who Paul is, but he was shocked about just the things that can happen. There is no love in this game of overseas basketball. And the faster you learn that, the faster you can understand what you're getting yourself into. I can't speak on everybody. A lot of the things that I speak of are just from my experiences. And I was speaking to someone today, and I was just saying, like, everything that, when I look at my videos, I was speaking on one of my videos, watching a clip of one of my videos, and I was like, a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about, I'm just talking to myself. I'm just explaining and talking to myself about everything that is going on and everything that I've been through and everything that I need to inspire myself and to remind myself of. And after 10 years in this game, I realized, like, just there is no love in this game. And I am just so baffled about the things that I still see today. You would think after this long, I would have a full grasp of every situation that can possibly happen, from just the levels of which I've been on and the situations in the country. Now, remind you, I've been to over 18 different countries. I probably played on, like, in my 10-year span, I don't know how many different teams, at least. I don't even know. Let's just say 15, for example. Because some years you play, like this year, I played on 3 different teams in 2023. Hispano, I went to Chile and played for the playoffs in one team, and then I came back to Chile to play in the Cup for the current team that I'm on right now. So it's just in 1 year you play for, 3 teams. I played on 3 teams. So you be on a lot of different teams and be in a lot of different situations. And I would believe, when I put it that way, I probably played on like 20 different teams now that I think about it. But I say all that to say this, like, you would think that I would know majority of everything that could possibly happen. Or I would like to think so. Maybe I'm a little naive for thinking that, which I am, or I'm a little bigging up myself to think that I've been through so much to know that there ain't nothing that I haven't seen before. No, there's a lot that I haven't seen before, and that's why it's so important to always keep an open mindset and to always be just trying to learn and grow from situations that happen. Like I said with the teammate, when he did that was a learning experience. And I love the game of basketball. I remember when it was, because New Year's was my birthday, my best friend called me, and he's a coach, a high school coach now, and being here in this country, everything shuts down. There's not the same type of I could just get up and go to the gym real quick and go hoop on the holidays, or somebody go give me the gym. They don't do that. You know, I didn't have the key to the gym to be able to go hoop, and there isn't like, hey, make this call real quick, everybody pull up, let's go get a holiday hoop session in. I love holiday hoop sessions. Christmas, let's go hoop. New Year's, let's go hoop. What's a good holiday? 4th of July, let's go hoop. It's like, once it's like a holiday or something, our initial instinct is to do what you love to do, you know? I remember, like I specifically remember, like when I had to go bury my father, we went and hooped after that. Because I know it was a passing of time for him, but you don't, at that moment in time, of course I was extremely sad, but it was a passing on, and I was trying to celebrate his life by doing what brings me the most joy, which is loving the game of basketball. And we went and hoop. You know, I said goodbye to my father. You know, you get that closure. And then I went to go do one of the most amazing things that I love to do, which is play basketball. And the higher up you go, from high school to college, from college to pros, you don't start to lose the love, but you start becoming cold. And your love for the game starts to just die down because you have to deal with so many issues. That happens. And I recently went through a situation that it made me say, I see why people don't make it long in this game. I see why people quit. I see why people only last 2 years. I see why guys I know who can play for another 10 or another 7 years and just say, you know what, I'm done. I am done. Because I bring up that statement of there's no love in the game, because it's like, bro, you just can't trust anybody in this game at times. It seems like you just can't trust anybody. Some of the people that you think that you like, nah, they rock with me. This team, this club, they rock with me. I know the GM, I know the manager, you know, I've been here. Perfect example here. I don't care, I'm going to say it. I'm going to be transparent. So this is the situation. This is what happened. I'm on this team. You know what? I say that because a lot of these guys don't really come back to watch my show until whenever this blows up and they watch it, or somebody come to watch it, they can get an understanding. And I talk about my situation so you can understand what I mean by you can't trust no one and there's no love in this game. So my situation, for example, I'm speaking with this team and I'm trying to negotiate my contract because they gave me a contract, but being honest, it wasn't enough money that I wanted or intended for. Not intended for, like they said what they could offer. And I knew they couldn't offer me what I'm able to receive, honestly, because like here in Chile, they call me the Chile GOAT, the legend, the Chile legend, because I've been here for so long. I won 5 championships. I just dominated. I got the scoring record. I'm the all-time leading scorer in the finals. I've done some pretty good things here, and I've maximized to the best of my ability. Even my old agents say, I don't care if you're the Jordan of Chile, which you pretty are. I'm going to call all type of very great things in this region or in this country. You know, I'm blessed that I had the opportunity to be great in a country and great in any area and league, whatever. That's something you wish for as a player. But that doesn't exempt you from being screwed over. That doesn't exempt you from thinking that you are untouchable. Like in the NBA, nobody's untradeable. Nobody's untouchable. I remember seeing Drew Holiday was like, I want to retire a buck after winning the championship, and they traded him that same year after winning them a championship. Gone. Traded. So I'm working out my contract. I'm trying to get a little bit more money. I say, look, I understand that you guys can't give me what I want, but I want to explore other options in the country because I have amassed enough celebrity here to try to work out other ventures. You know, some camps, some commercial opportunities, some sponsors. I'm using my business mind and not just taking the money, but looking at the overall picture of what I can achieve in this country. Since I've done so much here, let me see what I can do on the business side and grow. Like, okay, can I get some sponsors? Can I start reaching out? Because I do have enough accolades to start to build in other areas and not just the basketball area. So for that, I'll take the less money here to explore other options, because I already got other contracts that are paying me way more than you guys can pay me. I understand you guys can't pay me what I want. Fine, that's okay. I'm not pressuring you for that. That's okay. Let's just come to this agreement. Not even a lot. Let's just up it just a little bit more. You know, just a little bit more. I'm talking to one of the guys. I don't want to just overly state exactly what I'm saying, but I'm talking to one of the people in the management, and I thought we were good friends. I thought we were at a place in our life that we can be honest with each other. The whole reason I even am proposing the opportunity to take less money and stay with the team is because I know that one of the people in the management. I've worked with the guy 3 or 4 times before in this league, so I'm like, okay, bro, let's just chop it up. Let's chop it up, and let's just come to an agreement. Try to talk to the club, and let's see what we can do, right? I went to the guy's house on Christmas. He invited me to his house on Christmas. We chopped it up. We talked. I displayed like, listen, bro, just get this. You know, I know everybody wants me to stay out. The city already fell in love with me. I'm cool in my spot. I'm cool in the situation. I like the team. I like my teammates. I'm trying to explore other options with this media. And, you know, just give me this and I'll be cool. Me thinking everything is cool. Everything was good. I went there to like finish off the negotiation. He's like, all right, bro, boom, we're going to do this. After the holidays, we're going to do that. I made my couple days pass, maybe 2 days pass. Maybe the next day after that whole conversation, right? I'm thinking everything's good. I get a text message on Instagram from a player that I know saying, hey, how is the team? When a player writes you and say, how is the team? That means they have been talking to that team, or that agent or somebody's been talking to that team to offer them a chance on that team. So he hit me up like, hey, bro, why are you leaving? They just offered me to come to the team. Why are you leaving? You know, we could probably run it up and go crazy out there. And I'm like, I didn't say I was leaving. When did I say I was leaving? And he was like, they just offered me. So I just put 2 and 2 together. Like, one, the guy who makes all the transactions for the offers is the same guy I was just talking to. I asked the player, like, if you don't mind, what is it they offered you? What was the offer that they gave you? Knowing the league, knowing the situation when it comes to the money, because I've just been around and my eyes are always open, and knowing what they're giving me and what I'm asking for they can't give me, and asking him what did they offer him, it's going to gauge, okay, maybe they're trying to undercut him or they're trying to replace me. He told me his offer. I did the math, and I said, you know what? I think they're trying to replace me. After the conversation I just had with the guy, based on these numbers, you are trying to undercut me. You're trying to replace me. After all that sweet talking that you just did, you still try to go behind my back and replace me for another player. And I was like, wow. Wow. You just can't trust nobody. Wow. And I try not to take it personal. I try not to let it get to me, but it's going to get to you. you're going to feel some type of way. I felt some type of way. They say don't take it personal in the book 4 agreements. I took it personal. I said, you know what? I wrote him like, you trying to replace me, bro? He's like, no. First thing he said was, the coach didn't tell me anything. By you just disregard my question and let me know exactly where you at, where you stand. So I was like, wow, bro. This is how it is. Like, you go through situations like that and you be like, bro, like, the game is so dirty. Like, it's so cutthroat. It's just so cutthroat. You be thinking that, man, I'm in a good situation, everything's good. You start looking at, like, okay, I'm going to plan for this. Like, I don't know how the other people are, but the minute you get a contract, you automatically start calculating, okay, I got this amount of months, I got this amount, I can pay for my bills on this, I can save this, I can do that. Everybody just start getting with the calculator. And then you start calculating what you're going to do. You know, because in this game, everybody, the most important thing is the security. You want to guarantee you're going to get your money. Because there is so much instability in this game, you want to make sure that you're straight in all aspects and you're going to get your bread, your money, if you don't. For the people who don't understand what bread is, speaking of money. And I was just like, dang, even in a country, in a place where I've dominated every time I've ever stepped foot in this league, the legend, the whatever, still, people will find a way, or the game, or the situation, it's just like, dang, man, like, wow, that's all I can say is, wow, bro. And I thought you was my homie. I thought, you know, it just hit it, and that was like, it just hit me to the point where I was like, you know what, that's the game. That's the game. And that's one of the main things I always like to come on here and just express to everybody, like, bro, no one's above this game. You must always protect yourself. You must always have your head on a swivel when dealing with people from other countries, because even though you be thinking like, oh, everything is good, you be thinking like, I'm straight, like, I got a good situation, that ain't gonna happen to me. No one's above that. No one's untouchable. And if you do not have your ducks in a row, if you do not have your contract set to the point where you can benefit the most, so I'm gonna tell you like how all that flipped and how it ended up working out for my favor. Because when I signed the contract to play in the last league, they sent me both contracts for this league and the last league. And I accidentally signed the contract for this league heading up. Like right now that's about to start. But I intended to only sign for that initial league and then be done there and go to another league. But halfway through, I was like, you know what? I'm comfortable on these other things. I'll just stay here. Tried to work out the negotiation. But since the guy tried to pull the fast one, and I already signed the contract, my contracts are guaranteed. Guaranteed contract means that if they decide to change you or they want to cut you, they have to pay for your entire contract for the entire length of the season. So my agent said, you know what? I know you've been talking to other players, because after that situation, I just stopped talking to them. I said, you know what? I just left them on red and I hit my agent number and I'm like, bro, you handle this. My agent talked to him and said, I know you've been talking to other players. Guy was silent. Silent. Didn't say nothing. Act like he just tried to ignore it. No, we're just gonna give him what he wants and we're just gonna continue working with him. No, if you want to do that, if you want to go with another player, that's cool. But you're gonna have to cash me out. You're gonna have to cash me out. And because you're gonna have to cash me out, that's fine. I had two other options for like $2,000 or $3,000 more than what I was already getting here. So now you're just gonna give me a bonus because you're gonna have to pay me for the whole season, and I'm gonna just go somewhere else and get more money on top of that. oh no, we're just gonna stay with him. We're just gonna stick with him and do this, and you know, we're just gonna continue with him, and we sign the contract. We're good. Don't worry about nothing. Or now, don't worry about nothing. And forgive me if I'm a little animated on this topic, but I just want y'all to understand that you have to just always keep your ducks in a row. Make sure your contractor is right. Make sure everything is good, because they don't care about you and your family and your situation that you got going on. They don't care about your stability and well life and what you got going on. Don't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter how great you are. It doesn't matter if the fans love you. It doesn't matter if you change their entire program. It doesn't matter. No one is above the nonsense that goes on in this game. So being prepared for the nonsense is the only thing that you can do. It's the only thing that you can do. And to close out, man, on all that, I know that was a lot to unpack, but I want to go into the closing on all this is, after being in this game for 10 years and just still running into situations like that, it's just, I want every player, every person that, you know, tunes in and listens to this, just please, you know, don't take this game for granted, and always protect yourself when it comes to this game. Like, yeah, you may love it, yeah, it may be a dream, but guess what? It's your dream. A lot of times these people don't care about you like you think they do. It is a business. You must always remember that point right there. This game is a business. You are your own business, and you must do whatever you must do to take care of yourself and take care of your family, because at the end of the day, that's your responsibility, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. It's a great new year. I'm going to leave it on a positive note. It's a great new year. You know, there's a lot to attack and achieve, and just be happy that we are here at this point. We're here to learn, we're here to grow, we're here to get better, we're here to dominate, we're here to just become all that we can be, not only in this game, but in this life. Because how you treat this game, how you treat this opportunity for basketball is how you advance and grow as not only a great player, but as a great person and a great individual. You take instances like this and you learn from it and you grow. You take dealing with certain people and you learn from it and you grow, and you add it to your life, and you become better to add to someone else's life and improve someone else's life. We take everything in a whole and we grow, and you know what? We be grateful for it all, because now we know. Now you know how to take your next step. You take the data, you analyze it, and you just keep going, and you just don't take it all for granted. You know what? I'm glad I got that situation. I'm happy for these situations, because one, I get to come back and express it and show it to everybody, and let someone else know what they need to do to improve and to not fall into the same hole or avoid certain situations that I go through or the next player might go through. Because that's what we must do. This year is all about, you know, achieving everything that we set for ourselves and just becoming a little bit better every single day. Remember, greatness is a habit, not a right. That's all I got from this episode. What a great start to a great new year. Till next time.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.